Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are having the most amazing day. So, today, starting off the podcast with a new segment, something that's coming from my Instagram. And if you see my random running thoughts, we're going to start off with random thoughts. So, talking just about random things that I've been thinking about this week, stories that happened with clients, with myself, with my own training experience, and just updates on what's going on with me, my training, my nutrition, and just life in general. And this week, we got two things that I really wanted to start off this chat with. First is, what have I been working on training wise? I'm super excited about it. So I wanted to share with you guys, hear your insights. So right now, my current training goal is I'm working towards a 10K coming up on April 6th, the Cooper River Bridge Run. It's this huge event in Charleston. So I hear over 40,000 runners with this event, and I got a great time goal. I'm aiming for under an hour. There is a big giant hill. Obviously, it's going over a bridge, so giant bridge hill. So it should be a challenge, but I'm super excited. This is my first event in over a year, so I'm a bit nervous about it, but I'm really excited to see where I progressed over that year through the injuries, through everything to just kind of get that benchmark again, because races are just so different than training. And it's just exciting to see, okay, what am I capable of on a race day with everything, with that little nervousness and anxiousness that really helps motivate you and kind of see where everything's at. So I'm super excited about it. Are you doing any runs this year? Any races, any Ks, half marathons, marathons, ultra marathons? What it is? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear. I want to support you guys and cheer you guys on through that finish line. Now, the second thing is that the Super Bowl was this past weekend, and I don't know about you, but I always have a great time during the Super Bowl. I love the food, I love the people, and of course, I love football myself. So it's just a great time. It's one of those times of years that just gets me super jazzed. I'm excited for what am I going to have to eat? What are we going to do? Who are we going to be with? So it just gets me pumped up. And sometimes I think with some people, events like this can really get you worked up, get you anxious about it, because especially this time of year with the Super Bowl specifically, this might be one of the first times that you're tested with your fitness goals in a social setting. So you know that this event is coming up, and in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, well, I've been trying to do all these new things, and this might ruin my progress. But it doesn't. It doesn't. This one event, this one day will not ruin your progress. If anything, it'll help you with your progress. Because this is the days like this is what life is about. It's about enjoying yourself and being able to fit what your goals are into your life. So you got to enjoy yourself, because that is what life is. But you also have to adjust your day to help you continue in the direction that you want to move. So I want to go here, but I have this event. How do I make those two things fit together? So there's just questions you have to answer for yourself right then and there. Do I want to drink? Yes or no? You don't have to. Do I have to eat certain foods if I don't want to? Or if I do? Great. Enjoy it. Because then tomorrow you're getting right back on the routine. You're off it for one meal for a few hours is not going to kill your progress unless you let it kill your progress. But you're not going to do that. So just keep that in the back of your mind when these events, when weddings, holidays, birthdays, whatever it may be, keep that in your forefront of your mind. You're supposed to enjoy these things. Fitness doesn't fits around your life, not your life around fitness. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Now, into today's topic, I got this amazing question from an online client the other day, and it really got me thinking. So I'm coming with you guys with everything. So the question they asked me was, what are the things that are going to hold me back from achieving my fat loss goal? Mind blown. This was an amazing question, and it really led me down a rabbit hole of thinking about all the things that have personally stopped me from seeing the progress I've wanted to see, from what my clients have been successful with or struggled with the most. So I created this giant list of all these bigger things, little things, and kind of narrowed it down and into 5 main items that will usually stop people from seeing fat loss progress. And in no particular order, first one, having the wrong perspective. How you view your current progress is a very powerful predictor of your future progress. And here's an example of this. I have a client coming to me saying, I've lost 50 pounds, but gained 10 pounds back. It's over. It's done. Come on. Really? No, you still lost 40 pounds. That is freaking amazing. That person should be super proud of themselves for achieving that goal that they set out for themselves. But instead, they're viewing the little bit of backwards motion of that goal as a failure. So instead of missing that giant percent of progress, they're just viewing the failure, which is not even a failure because I've already been successful. Fat loss is not linear. It doesn't just come straight down. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way around. And it's going to trend this way, and it should hopefully trend that way. And that's what we're looking for. But it's a trend. It's not a daily down, 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 down. Okay, I'm at that weight, and I'm stay there for the rest of your life. It doesn't work that way. And it can be difficult for us to have the perspective of looking back from the beginning into where we're at today versus looking back at yesterday to today. So having that long view of this is where we started, this is where we're at, versus I was here, now I'm here, and that little bit more short-sightedness. And it can be easy to look at these most recent results, but this is, in my perspective, we're tracking progress through pictures, measurements, and weight is so important because you can look back at that beginning. This is where I was. This is what I weighed. These were my measurements were. This is what my weight was. And this is where I'm at today. And see how you've changed over time, over that period. So sometimes we need to take a step back and realize how far we come and the work you put in to get there. And the same idea applies to lifts in the gym. I see this all the time too, not just with, weight, but with strength. So, example, my old PR for my deadlift used to be 200 pounds. My new PR though, 315. But just today, I can only get up to 280. That's amazing. You got to realize that not every day is going to be your day in the gym. You have to set that reality and shift that perspective to stop you from killing your progress by seeing it as a failure, because it's not. You can't add more weight to the bar every single time you go to the gym. You aren't going to lose fat every single day. So shifting that perspective, having the long view and seeing from A all the way to Z instead of everything in between. Now, number 2, not tracking your calories. Tracking your calories will truly open your eyes to the reality of your nutrition. Trust me, we all suck, me and everyone in between, on how much food we are actually eating. It has been proven that we especially underestimate how much food we're eating. Even professionals like dietitians will underestimate by hundreds of calories. So as great as we think we are, sometimes we gotta do that check and be like, okay, where am I eating? And what I found are 3 things that tracking calories will open your eyes to. 1, you are not going to be eating as much protein as you really think you are. You're probably, number 2, eating more carbs or fats than you thought you were. And possibly 3 is that your portions are not what you think they are. They might be a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger than what you think you're consuming. And with nutrition, it is a major factor to determine your progress. At probably about 80-20 nutrition to exercise. So we want to make sure we're capitalizing on this to make sure that we're not guessing with our progress, because if the nutrition's off, we're probably not going to be getting the best results for our goals. So tracking is an objective measure to help you dial in your progress and, of course, feel your best. And I'm not saying track every single day for the rest of your life, but for at least a month, maybe a little bit more, to get yourself an idea to help you understand, okay, this is how much protein I'm eating. This is how many calories I'm eating. Let me make some adjustments to my meals and to my serving sizes so I know that I'm on track. And again, this might not be forever, but do it for some time to help yourself dial in, to help you see that next results. Now, number 3, drinking alcohol. The honest truth is that drinking alcohol is going to slow down your progress. There is no physiological benefit to drinking, and more than likely not, it will lead you to take actions that are going to further help hurt your progress than if you weren't drinking. Now, this isn't to say that you can't drink. I mean, you can, of course, drink. If that is something that's important to you and it's important to your goals, great. But understand that there are consequences to making that choice. And that's all. I completely understand it. Life is meant to be enjoyed. That is my whole thing. And there are occasions where drinks are definitely 100% appropriate and definitely great for you. You know, your best friend's wedding, a big promotion or a milestone, a birthday. But the biggest thing you can do is to, when making the choice to drink or not to, is that you're fully enjoying the moment. It is the conscious effort that I'm choosing to do this. I'm going to enjoy it. And tomorrow, I'm not going to regret it. Because if you are going to regret it, then what is the point of doing it? You should not regret it. You should enjoy it, embrace it, love it, because that's what life should be about. Life should be about being enjoyed and experiencing it with good people all around you. So at the end, understand where it fits within your goals. You might need to be 100% dialed in, and that might mean cutting it out completely. It might not be, but you got to make that choice and understand where it sits within your goals and the timeline that you're looking to achieve that. And that's what it's about, being conscious with the efforts and the choices that you're making. Now, number 4, sleep. My favorite. And just like what you eat and how you work out, sleep is going to be a major factor in your progress. And in probably hierarchy, nutrition, workouts, sleep, right there. Because this is where our body is going to recover in so many ways. It's going to help you deal with stress. It's going to help your muscles recover from your workouts. It's going to help your body fully digest and do all the cleansing that it needs to do. None of those detox bullshit drinks. You don't need that. Your body does it. So getting 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep is highly recommended. And you've probably heard that 100 different times about getting that amount of sleep, making sure you're in a dark space, comfortable temperature. But really what I want to talk about, and which gets overlooked, I feel like a lot, is having a routine when you go to sleep. So having some type of habits around your sleeping schedule as much as possible. So things you do right before bed, get ready for the next day, meal prep, cleaning your space up a little bit, maybe a little bit of self-care. My personal favorite, reading. Something that doesn't involve looking at your phone, watching TV. Because this is just going to help you set yourself up, relax your body, destimulate your mind, and allow you to go to bed peacefully and start getting that best sleep. And another thing is to make sure that you're setting a time. Okay, this is when I'm going to bed. Like for me, it's like 9 o'clock. I usually have to be up at 5 a.m. during the day. So 9 o'clock on the weekdays, 10 o'clock usually on the weekends. So now I have a sleeping schedule and an idea. My body knows, okay, when to relax. When am I done for the day? When am I engaged? And you can usually set your body up that way. And I know it's not always possible, but it's about setting yourself up within the season of your life that allows you the most benefit, the best possible outcome. And that might mean only 7 hours. It might mean that your schedule's all out of place sometimes. That's okay. When you can get it adjusted, adjust it, because it will affect your progress. Now, number 5, and again, my absolute favorite, and it's the one thing that will come up everywhere and almost anything that you choose to do: consistency. You absolutely cannot continue to make progress without being consistent in at least some of the areas we talked about. You cannot. You cannot be sporadic. You cannot just do one day, one the other, skip this one, skip that one, be all over the place. That will not lead you to where you want to be. I guarantee it. You might get lucky. And hit it. But we don't leave things to chances here. That is for sure. So what does consistency look like? Consistency looks like 80% of the time. Can you hit 80% of the time? And to give you in a numbers game, over a course of a month, a standard month, 30, 31 days, 25 of the days, that is what you got to hit. 25 out of 31 days. That's manageable. Remember, 80%. That leaves you room to mess up, to miss a meal, to miss a workout, because that happens. Life happens. The unpredictable is that is what's predictable, the unpredictable. So it leaves you that room, but it leaves you enough to be consistent. More time than not, you are doing what you are setting out to do for your goal. Now, what if you're not being consistent? What if I'm not being consistent and hitting 80%? If you're finding that you're unable to be consistent with certain items, examine to see why that might be. Why am I not able to hit my calories? Why am I not able to hit my protein? Why am I not getting my workouts in? Why am I not doing my runs or going to bed on time? Examine it. Look at it. It might be potentially some factors outside of your control. Or maybe it's just some simple switches that you need to make to better help you with consistency. Maybe it's making a slight adjustment to your workout schedule, working out in the morning versus the evening. Maybe it's prepping your meal at night in order to make sure you have that lunch that's going to hit that protein target goal, instead of, leaving it up to chance or buying Chick-fil-A for lunch. So it doesn't always have to be complicated in order to be consistent. And I know a lot when you hear the word consistent, you gotta be consistent. It sounds so vague. Like, what does it even look like? And how do you know if you're being consistent? And again, it comes back full circle here. Tracking your progress and making the action actually visible to you. If you cannot see it, it's going to be hard to remember what you did, when you did it, and why you're doing it. So have a chart, a notebook, Excel sheet, whatever works for you to track your progress. Because then you're going to actually be able to see it and actually know whether you're being consistent. In a notebook, you can write, how many workouts are you doing? Okay, I'm doing 3 workouts. I got 3 little check boxes right here. Boom, boom, boom. At the end of the week, perfect. I did all 4. My calorie goal is 1,500. Okay, how many days of the week did I hit that? My protein's 100 grams. Okay, how many days did I hit that? Done. Now you're visual. Now you know. Okay, I hit 5 out of 7. Okay, what did I do on those 2 days? What did I do on the 5 that I did hit it? What did it look like? Okay, I went out to dinner this one night. Okay, I wasn't able to hit my protein goal, or I went over my calories. Okay, that's a reason. Okay, perfect. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing really needs to be changed. This, or I can do this next time, maybe to help me hit my goal. But without tracking it, you're not going to be able to do that. And because you're not going to remember what you did. Like, trust me, I barely remember what I did this morning. So how are you going to expect yourself to remember what you did last week? You're not. So it's more important to make sure that you are tracking, because it takes it out of your mind. It's visual. It's right there. It's written down on that piece of paper. There are a million other things that I know you need to worry about than relying on trying to remember what you did or didn't do So take it out of your hands. Take it out of the guessing. Guessing is not what we need to be doing. Well, you can roll the dice at the craps table or do the lottery. That, like, you don't need to be guessing when it comes to your fitness and your nutrition. So track the progress. Now, one or all these things might be stopping you to some degree from making that fat loss progress that you were looking for. Do not change everything at once. You do not need to make this big life-altering choices. You might hear all this and might think, okay, I got to do this, 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 and this. Break it up into small, actionable items that you can build off of and track regularly. If you think your nutrition is off track, focus on that. Okay, that starts getting dialed in, great. Add to it, or maybe start working on the sleep. Okay, boom, that's getting better. Now let's work on this fitness portion, or let's maybe instead of, having 7 drinks a week, I'm going to cut it down to 3. Be able to have these small actionable things that are going to help you build the ladder over these obstacles that are standing in your way. It doesn't have to be huge life-changing things right away. Build off of it. Start leveling up and build into these giant things that you build. So, message me on Instagram at MaxUCoaching. What has been stopping you from hitting your fat loss goals? I want to hear from you. I want to support you on your journey to hitting these fitness goals this year. So again, at MaxUCoaching, send me a message. What has been stopping you from hitting your goals? I want to help you out. Again, I answer every single message that everybody sends to me on my email, on my Instagram, personally, giving you that free advice that's going to help you hit your goals. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to become our maximal selves. We're going to have a great time while doing it. Thank you so much for listening today. We'll be back next week. Some more random thoughts, some more fitness, some more nutrition. So let's get after it. Hope you have a blessed day, and we'll talk soon.